Hey guys, welcome to another TechBoy tutorial. Now today we're learning loops in Python. So go ahead and open up a new Python scripting window and save it as loops.py. Okay, now let's start. And do for I, you can use any like letter you want, X, I, Z, whatever you want. For I in range 10. I'll explain more about that after. Put a colon. And then if you click enter, it automatically indents to the next line, and this everything inside here is in the loop. So we're going to run this, and it's counting to 10. So now let's talk about why it does this. Now it does this because it's printing I plus 1, and then it's doing it again, this going around the second time in the range, and so it's now range 2 printing I plus 1. So then it's the next one, and it continually does it all the way up to 10. So now I'll make it so it does square numbers. So I'm making it print I and then print I squared. And now we'll just do it to 100, and now it's in square numbers up to 99 because it always just does the 1 before the number you write. And there you go. So range just means it goes around that number of times that you've written. So it's just a loop. Okay, so let's try some not so basic loops. So the first thing you need to do is x equals 0. So we're setting the variable x to 0. So now we're going to do a loop as we did before. For I in range 100, you can do whatever you want. I usually use I don't know why. Colon. Or remember, the parameter always has to be within brackets, parentheses. So then do x equals x plus 1. So now old x, which is 0, equals x, which is 0, plus 1. So now x equals 1. And it will remember that, and every time it will add an extra 1, so it will count up to 100. If x cannot be divided by 2, that's a percentage sign there, that means cannot be divided by, then print. You may not understand some of this stuff because you may have to watch my other tutorials on strings and conditional statements. I'll put a link to those in the description. Print x, comma, is odd, so if it cannot be divided by 2, then obviously it's an odd number. Otherwise, it must mean it can be divided by 2, so then print x is even. So let's go. It should now tell us up to 100 which numbers are odd and even. And there you go. Now you can do much more complicated stuff than that, obviously. That's just very basic, just to teach you. So you can muck around with that and figure out some really cool things to do. So yeah. So all you're doing is checking whether it can be divided by 2, and then if it can, then it's even. If it can't, then it's odd. Easy as that.